Hey guys, welcome back. This is the first official video of 2026. This is going to be probably the craziest year of my life, and I hope you guys are ready for the journey, coming along and hanging out with us pretty much every day. So I've got a project in the barn. I've been doing so much prep for this upcoming season with business and a lot of like the boring stuff, paperwork, computer work, stuff like that. Finalizing estimates, just boring stuff where I can't really make a video, but it's time to get back to work a little bit in the barn. If you guys have watched the channel, you know how crazy this barn can get midsummer, and actually it is almost always crazy packed. There's just 100 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bucket. We cannot have a record-setting year without more organization. So I'm just going to show you guys. It's pretty embarrassing, but we're all about keeping it real on this channel. So here is the barn right now. It's not as bad as normal, but still really bad. You'll notice we took pretty much everything down from up there and scattered it in here. Half building items, half kind of personal items, but we need to get better organization up there for the stuff that we don't often use. So all of that is coming off. Those shelves are going up there. All of that is coming off. A lot of that stuff is going up there. And we're going to do a full horseshoe storage up there with stairs coming down that wall all the way tight to there. So that will clean up a ton of this floor space. And then I think I'm going to repaint that rack just so it looks a little nicer and scoot that over. And that will be for things that we use like every day, like sealer and expansion, stuff like that. This is a big undertaking. I'm not sure how many videos this will be into. I might just make it one long video. I might kind of separate them depending on how long this takes. That way I can actually get some videos out for you guys. Thankfully, the rack that I built over there is a ton of lumber. So I kind of already have about 3/4 of what I need for the project. So we just need to run to Menards and get the final things. That way I can get them built. And then once I build the staircase, filling and organizing this stuff will be a lot easier than carrying it up that ladder. Pretty sketchy. I plan to just totally build the shelves and then label them and have a section for electrical, for plumbing, for all my different things. We built our own house, so we have a lot of construction material left over that's just really valuable and could be used in the future or on odds and end jobs here and there. So it's really hard to throw away. So I think I'm gonna keep a section up there for that. And then a lot of like the concrete stamps. We use them maybe once or twice a month, hopefully more this year, but typically once or twice a month. We're gonna throw those up there. There's no need to clutter the floor with stuff that we rarely use. This is one of the big steps I'm taking this year to get organized, get clear, get systems in place. That way things just go a little bit smoother. So I already have my Menards ordered. I just need to go pick it up. I just was talking to you guys in here because it is cold out. I don't know. It's not single digits, but I think it's like 10 out. Probably a real feel of 5. So look at everything that we threw away. It's a loaded, full mounted dump trailer of junk. That'll help a little bit in the barn. I need to hook this up, and then we'll take this to the dump first, and then I can just throw the lumber that we get in the trailer so I don't have to try to organize it or anything. We got about 4 to 6 inches. I have had to plow more this year than I ever have. We've just had quite a few good snowstorms, so that's good, making a little bit of money. Alright, I just dumped the dump trailer, finally empty. Gonna go to Menards and we will get the lumber, and I think I'm gonna head to Lowe's so I can get some construction adhesive and screws. First try. That never happens. Alright, I got a lot of lumber and a lot of OSB. Not a lot, but more than I'm gonna carry side to side. We'll do OSB first on the bottom, and then I'll back in there and load up the lumber. Alrighty, 3/4 inch subfloor. I'm going with the nicer subfloor. It, you know, technically is a pretty big waste of money because I don't care if there's squeaks or anything, but the problem with I should have done plywood. That would have been the move. What was I thinking? Yeah, it's actually probably about the same price. I'm gonna look that up actually. It's a pain in the butt to change it, but yeah, it's actually more expensive, so never mind. Hands are freezing. I need to put my gloves on. They just have a lot of holes in them. Gotta love winter. I am so ready for summer, it's not even funny. Alright, let's try this with gloves. We need 20 2x4x16s. Yikes. Pulling around for the 2x12s. Man, it's really cold out. I'm usually fine, but my hands are numb. I don't know what that definition is, but that is a lot of lumber for what I'm doing. Not for building a house or something, but for half of a shelf. That's a lot of lumber. Well, and I also have my staircase in there. Settle down, settle down. Don't explode on me. Holy cow. I think I need a new battery. This truck's kind of spazzing out sometimes. How's it going?
Just your signature confirmed.
Staying warm today?
Yeah.
Trying?
Yeah, trying.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
See ya. Alright, I'm gonna head to Lowe's. Gotta be nice being inside where it's nice and toasty. Alright, I got what I came for. I'm gonna head back to the shop and unload all this lumber, warm up a bit, and then I can probably get to work. I successfully remembered trash day this morning. I feel bad a few of the neighbors, and this snowplow guys really just destroyed the trash cans. I could hardly tell it was a trash can. It was completely buried in the snow, laying on its side, lid off. Probably gonna need the new one. Thankfully, on our specific road, the guys seem pretty good though. Oh, I don't want to unload all that. Everything's just harder in the winter. Makes you feel like an old man. No offense, any of you elderly gents out there. I've got to kind of clear some space inside, even though there isn't any space to unload all this. I just don't want it sitting out here, and if it sleets or snows, and it's gonna freeze, and that's just gonna be a nightmare. It's not like I'm not framing a house, so I'm not too worried about the moisture content or, well, really any part of this project. I'm just having fun. But there's no fun cutting a frozen board. Actually, I guess I should take this one step at a time. First, I gotta put 2x4s on the wall so that I can get the OSB screwed on there. So that is step one, actually. So do still have a couple things up here. Got this giant kennel we got when Hank had surgery. A dog kennel for puppies, because circle of life. Someday we might, allegedly, quite possibly, although Harley and Hank should live forever. If for some reason we did get a third dog, we might need a crate for a puppy. And then some barn steel stuff. So a pole barn, you can't really see. Well, there you go. You got a tripled up 2x6 here, basically making a 6x6. And then every 4 feet, I had to put just a regular 2x6 to hold all the insulation, because they're only 4-foot pieces. But you can't, I mean, I guess you could put plywood right here, but it wouldn't be very strong. So we're going to put 2x4s going sideways, which is what you do on a pole barn. And then that'll give us something good to screw our OSB into, and something great for us to lag these shelves in, because we're not going to be putting any supports in the back. We're just going to use the barn 6x6s and 2x6s as the support. Alrighty, that didn't take too long. I got these purlins up. I got this one so that the bottom of it is set to the truss height. What I'm going to do is take the OSB all the way up past the ceiling height, and then we'll be able to do a nice piece of J-channel for this liner steel to go right into. So I got everything good. I did put one here. I wasn't really thinking. I spaced these out where I'm going to lag my shelves into. That way I don't necessarily have to hit a post. I can just lag into these 2x4s. So now I can totally take OSB all the way, and then I have all these measurements, so I can screw my first rim joist in there to hold this shelf, and then this one. That'll give me about 32 inches for taller stuff, perfectly 24 for totes, and then about 14 inches on top. Not ideal. It looks like there's a ton of space now, but that's because they're 2x4s. It'll be a 2x6, so you lose 6 inches on your clearance to slide stuff in. Time to figure out how to get plywood up here. I'll probably use a skid steer bucket, because I'll lift the bucket high enough to be able to get the door open. Don't hit anything. Alrighty, that should be good. Yeah, look at how high that is. That's crazy. Still happy with this thing. All right, just like that, got all the OSB on. So it's not a beautiful trim carpentry finish job, but more than good enough for the backer for storage shelves. It is a little dark up here, but I do have another outlet right here. So I'm going to plug in another light. So I'll have 2 lights up here, and then I'm gonna raise that up as high as I can. These lights do generate quite a bit of heat because they're so powerful. Yeah, definitely not going to contact that to the insulation, but I'm going to look in the manual and see how close I can get it and see if we can raise them up. If not, it is what it is. We'll just duck around it. So far, off to a good start. Next step, I'm going to take all that stuff off the top shelf. I'll probably just actually pile it in that far corner over there. Well, yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'll find somewhere to hide the stuff, and then just unscrew that top and then come right up with the forks and set it up here. All right, got up here, cleaned off. We got some mouse poop and some easy straw. We'll sweep that off when we get it down. I don't want to sweep it and make it rain right now, so I'll do that. I better get the skid steer underneath this before I start unscrewing anything major, because that would be bad. That'd be kind of opposite order. Making progress. What am I doing? Oh boy. I gotta get a bit extension. I don't know what I was thinking when I built these. Well, it wasn't perfect, but we got it. Now I gotta figure out how to get up there. Can't really put my ladder anywhere. This thing is crazy heavy. I put the cleats here so I can lift it up onto here, and then I'm gonna cut a 2x4 and just try to manhandle it and lift it and shoot a screw in real quick just to kind of get a jack holding it, and then I can level it out and actually fasten it to the purlins we put on there. But this is gonna be a little tricky. This thing is hundreds of pounds. Yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh boy. All right, still sketchy, but I think we're good. All right, so I got a mark on the wall where my bottom goes. Wow. Oh, I messed up. I needed something where I'm standing, not on the wall. Back down. Don't drop the screw. Holy cow. That was definitely the hardest part of all of this. There's gonna be so much storage. I didn't really realize how, I mean I did, I rendered all this in Google SketchUp, so I did have my measurements, but It's almost, yeah, it's almost too much. I'll have to keep stuff. Well, it'd be good for garden hoses and stuff because I'll be able to pull it that way. But this one will be super handy. And then this one is gonna stop. That way, when you come up the stairs right here, you don't feel boxed in. And they'll give me a little bit of room here if I need to fit something bigger, because the shelves are gonna start right here. So I don't want to block this area. I want it super easy to get down those stairs. All right, got it lagged to the wall, secured really well. I put a cleat in that corner because this is gonna have a fair amount, because this one here is gonna hang off the first 4 feet of this one. We do have a crack here in the middle. But it should be able to, yeah, push it back up. So when I put I gotta leave this open right now so I can slide the next layer in, because I'm gonna do the same method I did with this one. It's probably gonna be pretty tricky, but I didn't want to have this one in the way and try to lift this over it. It'll be fine. All right, got the second one up here. I built this one a little bit different for some reason. I have no idea why, but I don't really want to take it apart. So basically I have a 16-foot 2x4 as a cleat underneath all of these. And then these 2x4s, these joists basically, will just sit on that cleat. So a little different, but it's also way down there, so you'll never see it. But I don't know, who knows? That's what happens when you get busy and you just kind of rush projects. Man. Alrighty guys, the battery died, so I'm not sure when the video stopped, but I got that bottom ledger board lagged in. I got this middle support. I got that crack brace totally fine, so it's rock solid. I got it screwed down into the floor, and then I got all the lumber you can see over there and all these in my OSB. I got all of them brought in here, so I'm going to keep on cranking. I'm a little tired, a little hungry, but I'm on a roll and I got a plan, so I gotta see it through. Alrighty guys, we're gonna call that a wrap for the night. Somehow I didn't buy enough 2x6. I'm like one piece short. I might just take a concrete form, honestly. I don't really care. It's just gonna be covered in snow, but just need to finish up that piece right there and then an end piece here. And then I have plenty of 2x4s to infill here. But overall, pretty happy with the progress. I'm glad I pushed through it. I originally was just gonna do this piece, but I'm glad I got this done because now slap some OSB on there and it'll be ready for organizing. I'm gonna head inside, get some sleep. It's been a pretty long day. It's about 9:58. We'll call that 10 o'clock. I'm gonna get some rest and we'll see you guys in the morning. Alrighty guys, good morning. It's another day, another spending of a lot of dollars up here. Going to get a lot of progress done today. I'm going to finish it up. I actually found some 2x6s in my garage, so just enough to finish this upper area here. I have those 3 really good support 2x4 strong backs basically over there. So I'm going to just use these temporary 2x6s to keep this held up, and then once I take down that shelf, I'll use those for these supports, if that made any sort of sense. That shelf of course has the most stuff on it, so I got to figure out where to put all that and then cut it in half, because this section here is only going to be 8 feet, because again I want plenty of room walking up here on the stairs. So far the project's going great, and I should be able to get a lot done today because I'm actually starting in the morning and not, I think I started at 1:30 or 2 yesterday, so this will be a 5 or 6 hour head start. You might be able to tell I pour concrete. All of my Yetis look like this, and it's kind of funny, the dishwasher doesn't take it off. You gotta take like a knife or a screwdriver and really scrape it, but I don't really care, it gives it grip. All right, day 2. Alrighty guys, it's been a bit. Excuse the ridiculous Bill Nye safety glasses, but I was getting way too many chips in my eye and I was like, alright, this is stupid. I hate safety glasses, but I'm actually going to put them on. So got all of the sheathing on. It did get a little bit darker up here, but that was expected. Still needed to put a lot of supports here and there, but again, I'm going to use the supports from those shelves back there. And I used a flush trim router bit to get everything nice and flush with this. Total overkill, waste of time. Nobody's gonna see it or ever appreciate it, but I will, and that's what matters. I'm going to now go even further on the ridiculous overbuilt concrete storage shelves and put a 1/4 inch round over bit on there and just get a nice edge. That way if you're leaning up or something, you're not scraping your arm. You know, OSB can splinter pretty good, so I want it to kind of be smooth. It'll take me 5 seconds, and just a little detail to keep my OCD brain happy. All right, got those done. Now it's time for the nightmare. Alrighty guys, there we go. Got the second shelf up there. I'll climb up real quick. I am running late for a meeting, but I will show you what we got. A little sketchy getting up here now. Yeah. Okay. So these really add a lot. This is going to be so much storage. I still gotta screw this guy down, but I don't want to be late. We're not done. We've got more work tomorrow, but off to an awesome start. I was kind of hoping to have the stairs done, but I don't know. I just kind of got in the groove and I was taking my time, and it's the middle of winter, so it's not like my time is really worth much right now. I mean, it is. I'm constantly every morning doing a ton of business stuff, 2 to 3 hours every morning. So that's a little less stress on my plate for this summer. I'm pretty happy with this too. This is pretty happy with how this turned out. This is about 5.5 feet. I just wanted it wide enough to be able to carry a stamp through here without struggling. And then the staircase is also going to be 5 feet wide. So going to lose a foot of space in the barn right here. But I think having the wider staircase will be safer and just better for me and the guys. So I'm going to head to this appointment. We will see you guys tomorrow morning, and I think we will be able to actually finish this up. Alrighty guys, welcome back. It's the next day. I forgot to cut this piece, so it's pretty much maxing out the space. A little sketchy, but I gotta cut this piece of OSB so that this one will fit. Otherwise this overhang is gonna be all messed up. So. Oh boy. Alright, we are officially done up here. Got my nice 1/4-inch bevel put on there. Beveled these, so that these are nice. Just, you know, you're reaching up for something, you don't want any sharp edges or splinters. So little details go a long way. We're gonna hop down, we gotta climb kind of under here or on the ladder, a little sketchy. And then we'll clear all of this junk out of the way so that we can build the staircase down here. Chel's had a great idea to do a landing right here and send the stairs down this way, which actually does make the most sense, like flow wise. The problem was it was gonna stick 5 feet into the barn, so it'd be totally in the way pulling through. You'd have to like zigzag around it. And I just do not want to have to focus on that or have an employee take out my staircase someday. So it'll just kind of we'll have to get used to this pattern of walking this way, but I think it'll make the most sense in the end. Alright, got this cleared away. Now we're going to start building a staircase. It's going to basically be first step, second step, so shouldn't block any daylight. And again, not ideal having to walk because we park our trucks back there, so we'll walk. Well, again, this is really secondary. That rack is going to be totally organized, and that will be primary. Sealers, floor saw, expansion, stuff like that, things that go in the truck. So that will be close to the door. So our immediate, like, quick grabs will be right there. If we got a stamp job or something, we'll, you know, load up the night before, and we'll be able to go up these stairs. So I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal compared to having the staircase sticking out in the middle of the shop and causing just an absolute nightmare. So we're gonna get to work building these stairs. Alrighty, time for the hardest part of this entire project, and that is cutting stair stringers. I've done it a couple times on building different staircases, and pretty much every time they've been like acceptable but not as good as I want them. So even though these are the least important stairs I've ever built, I'm going to try to make them the best I've ever built so that I can confidently, I don't know, there's a lot of math to it, and it's really not that hard, but it's pretty easy to make a little error. There's tons of videos out there where guys teach you how to cut stairs, and this is not one of them. Wow, that is very straight. You hold me right here. Alright, so typically you have the stair gauges that like clip on here and you can just slide it and make it perfect. I lost mine. And last time I went to the store, they were all out. So I'm going to just eyeball it and reset it every single time. All right, so I got my stringer laid out. 5-second crash course. You figure out your rise and your run. You divide your rise by the number of treads you want or can get away with. You cut 1.5 inches off of your bottom, and then you cut 1.5 inches off the back of your top. That's what most people mess up. And then I'm also cutting this spot right here for a 2x6 to lock all these stringers together. That way we can tap con down through here into the concrete so these stairs can't slide out at all. So the circular saw you can get here, but you definitely don't want to overcut, especially when you're only using a 2x12. You need to keep a good amount of material here, that way this doesn't get weak and crack. So you don't want to overcut with your circular saw because you have to come like probably 1.5 inches past, maybe 1 inch past to connect on the bottom because you have a circular blade. Just go right to your end and then use your jigsaw to finish your cuts, or a Sawzall, but jigsaw is a little easier. So I'm going to do the main cutting and Chelsea can go behind me and finish things up. All right, there we go. All right, we're gonna test this. Man, that's not that bad. That is 2 feet past, 1 foot into the doorway. All right, stand by. We got some thinking to do. That took a minute. I was gonna video this and then I got started, and then when I was completely done, I built that whole landing. I had the OSB sitting on top, and I realized I totally put it in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be how it looks right now, 7.5 down, but I went with my like original plan and put it all the way up to the top so it was even. But the whole point of dropping it is to save us a tread so it doesn't stick out far, because we decided we actually are going to keep it along the wall here just so that all of this can be storage area or whatever we want, and this doesn't cut into this, because now all of a sudden this can be storage, but then we'll have a pathway. It was gonna be messy. So I got it all done kinda, and I was like happy about to pick up the camera, and then I walked from there to there without a step, and it just clicked to my brain, and I was like, oh no, I did this wrong. Now the platform is officially set in place. I do need to buy a 4x4 for this corner here, but we got this lagged into the barn post and we got it lagged into this ledger. We just need to put the joist hangers, the L angle brackets in those 2 corners, and that'll be done, and then screw down our plywood. Then I'm just going to attach the stairs right to that. So they'll come down like this and they'll stick 16 inches out, which is way better than I originally planned. We've got plans tonight, so I gotta head in, and we will hopefully, I keep saying this, but hopefully get these stairs and the construction phase of this wrapped up tomorrow. Alrighty guys, welcome back. It is another day. It is not the next day from when we last picked up. Just a lot of stuff over the last couple days that have stopped me from being able to get out here, but got a surprise that's going to really help, not up there, but in there, and that is these. So I was just tooling around. I usually like to hop on Facebook Marketplace in the morning, and these just randomly popped up. So I don't know if this was like a doctor's office or like what these cabinets are. They're obviously like veneer, but for a shop that's perfect because it's basically plastic. So if you get grease or something, it'll wipe right up. It's not going to soak into the wood or anything. So I got 15 cabinets. They're all kind of scattered. You can't even, this is like a maze. You can't even get around this barn right now. So we're going to change that today. But this is huge. I got all these measurements documented. I got the entire room, all of my toolboxes that I have, all of them sized out. So I'm going to take them into Google SketchUp and do a full rendering of the room to lay it out as efficient as possible so that we don't have to do things twice. So up there, we've got a ton of shelves, and now in here, we have a ton of shelves because, again, the goal is to get rid of all of that and only have this rack on the floor. Everything else will be up there or in the room. Last we left off, I built this platform twice because the first time was messed up, and we were working on stairs. So this is totally secured, ready to fasten my stairs to, oh wait, no. I gotta put those L brackets on. That won't take long. And then I can fasten I cut my I cut my stringer here. I cut my stringer here 1.5 inches short so I can hang a full 2x12, and then this 2x12 will just get screwed to this, and that'll give me a real secure connection there. So, all right, let's get to work. Day 5, I think, and hopefully the last one. Probably going to have almost a separate video with how much organizing this is, but that wouldn't make a very fun video. All right, let's try this again. Got this in the right spot this time. So yeah, I had to pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 32 joist hanger nails, which if you've ever done that, they do not come out the easiest. So that was quite a lot of work. Alright, I got the first stringer on top. I got it clamped to the bottom 2x12, that way it doesn't move on me. Going to take a fine tip pen and trace this, that way we have as much accuracy as possible. And then because we're tracing something, when I cut this one I left a line, this one I'm going to take the line. So it'll make sense hopefully in a minute here. For now, we got the 2x12s crowned up, lined up perfectly, and we're just going to trace it. Alright, it took a minute, but I got this figured out. I got this 3 inches above, which will be perfect for this 1.5 inches. It'll leave me about a 1/4 inch up, and the barn steel can come right down onto this. Got it lagged into the studs. This is not going anywhere. And then I got this bottom board wrapped in zip tape because it's not treated. And this will be kind of the starting point for our staircase. What you think, buddy? Huh? Not gonna be able to go up there till we get a railing for you. Hank's over there in that mess, hunting mice. We got our helper over here and the destroyer over there. Alrighty, we got our stringers in place. Chelsea's cutting my toe kicks and my treads. We're going to just work our way up. Going to use construction adhesive and hopefully screws. If I run out, I might have to switch to nails, but it doesn't really matter because we're using a ton of construction adhesive. So I'll set up a time lapse and we will get to work. Alrighty, there we go. Got them all glued and screwed. Just need a 6x6 up in that corner and we'll be good to go. Very happy with how these turned out. They don't stick that far, maybe 16 inches, 17 inches at the very most. And these are nice and wide. You can see my feet here. You could easily have 2 people walking up and down at the same time. And I'm still happy with this room, so got the landing glued and screwed. And then all of these completely done and swept. So now is the fun part. Time to organize. I don't really know what I'm going to do. This might take me a while, so we'll just touch base as I make some more progress and slowly reclaim my barn from this absolute nightmare. Alrighty guys, got some organization done. It's probably not going to look like much until I get it labeled. But basically, up top is super duper rarely used, so I don't really care how easy it is to get to. You know, we've got this roller bug for very rare occasions. We've got this massive Fresno, again, super uncommon, huge medallion, stuff that I'm not going to use very much. Stuff like the seamless and the Monterey Ashlar magnetic, use all the time. Basically, this shelf is stuff that we use a lot. Up here is like super storage for long term. Doesn't make sense to throw away, but maybe going to use it once a year or less. As we get towards down here, we have like gardening stuff, and then building supplies, electrical and vehicle repair and maintenance, stuff like that. This is kind of just storage up here, so I'm going to have, you know, quick fixes, wiring repair, stuff like that. That's not going to be up here. I'm going to have that in a mobile toolbox so we can roll it out, pull the trailer in, work on it right away, stuff like that. So I have a long way to go, and I'll show you, but you can't tell the difference in the barn. It's probably going to be about 2 more days of organizing before this place looks nice again, but this is off to a great start. So I think I'm going to call this a wrap for this video, just to kind of keep this as one project. You know, we did the shelving, we did the stairs, and then I'm going to wrap the rest of the organization. We're going to build that room, we're going to do drywall, hang all those cabinets, and kind of organize the second half of the barn. I'll wrap that into a second video. So I'm gonna go in and get some supper. It's well past dinner time. I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to come out, but wanted to mention to you guys I will be at 2 shows this winter. Didn't quite make sense to go out to the World of Concrete this year. At the end of February, we'll be going to the Decocrete show down in Ohio, and then the middle, I think it's the 19th of March. I'll post it right here. I think it's the 19th or the 20th. We'll be going to the Novi Cougar Sales Demo Day. So if you guys are in Michigan, come say hi. We'll hang out for a bit. It's usually a pretty fun event, and we'll definitely have fun down at Decocrete. So I'm gonna go in and get some rest because I have a lot of organizing to do. We'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for being patient, guys. Other than what I'm doing right now, it's pretty much just office work and stuff like that. So I apologize for the decrease in videos. I can guarantee you the summer and the spring, as soon as we can pour concrete, it's going to be haywire, and we're going to have too many videos to edit. I can't hire an editor, but I will say we will have enough videos to where I need to hire an editor, and I'm just kind of taking a little mental break right now. So getting a ton of organization done, getting stuff in place. That way when the season hits, it can just go smoothly, because this is going to be the craziest year of my life, craziest year of Rathburn contracting, and the craziest year of this channel. So thank you guys for being patient. I promise it'll be worth the wait, and I look forward to it. Dinner is ready, so I'm gonna head in. We'll see you guys on the next video.